Once upon a time, in a small village nestled amidst rolling hills and lush meadows, there lived a man named Jesus. He was known far and wide for his kindness, wisdom, and miraculous abilities. However, alongside the tranquility of this village, there lurked darkness in the form of malevolent spirits, demons that sought to sow chaos and despair among the villagers. Jesus, aware of the presence of these demons, felt a deep calling within him to confront them and bring peace to his people. With a sense of determination and compassion, he embarked on a journey through the village, spreading his message of love and hope to all who would listen. As he walked, Jesus encountered many individuals who were tormented by the demons that plagued their minds and bodies. Some were consumed by fear, while others were driven to madness by the relentless whispers of the dark entities that possessed them. Yet, Jesus did not waver in his mission. With each encounter, he offered solace and healing, banishing the demons from those who sought his help. One particularly troubled soul was a young woman named Sarah. She had been haunted by a demon since childhood, its sinister presence casting a shadow over her life. No matter how hard she tried to break free from its grip, the demon's influence only seemed to grow stronger with each passing day. Desperate for relief, Sarah sought out Jesus, hoping that he could offer her the salvation she so desperately craved. When Jesus saw Sarah's anguish, his heart overflowed with compassion. He reached out to her, gently placing his hands upon her shoulders as he spoke words of comfort and reassurance. In that moment, a brilliant light emanated from Jesus, enveloping Sarah in its warm embrace. The demon, unable to withstand the purity of his presence, fled from her body, leaving her free from its torment at last. News of Jesus' miraculous deeds spread quickly throughout the village, drawing crowds of people seeking his guidance and healing. Despite the growing fame and adulation, Jesus remained humble and steadfast in his purpose, never seeking glory for himself, but instead directing all praise towards a higher power. However, as Jesus continued to challenge the forces of darkness, he also drew the attention of their most powerful emissary, a malevolent demon known as Beelzebub, the prince of demons. Consumed by envy and hatred towards Jesus, Beelzebub vowed to destroy him and thwart his mission at any cost. One fateful night, as Jesus rested beneath the stars, Beelzebub descended upon him with a legion of demons at his command. The air crackled with dark energy as the two forces clashed in a battle of wills and power. Yet, despite the overwhelming odds stacked against him, Jesus stood firm, his unwavering faith serving as a shield against the onslaught of evil. With each blow exchanged, the earth trembled and the heavens themselves seemed to weep. But in the end, it was Jesus' boundless love and compassion that emerged victorious. With a final burst of divine energy, he banished Beelzebub and his minions back to the depths of the underworld, restoring peace and tranquility to the village once more. In the aftermath of the battle, Jesus stood amidst the ruins, his gaze filled with sorrow for those who had been lost in the struggle. Yet, he also knew that his sacrifice had not been in vain, for in driving out the demons, he had shown the people the power of love and redemption. And so, the legend of Jesus and the demons lived on, a testament to the eternal struggle between light and darkness, and the enduring triumph of faith over despair. In the wake of the epic battle between Jesus and the demons, the village stood as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. Though scars marred the landscape and the wounds of the conflict ran deep, a newfound sense of peace and hope began to take root among the people. In the days that followed, Jesus continued his ministry, traveling from village to village, spreading his message of love and compassion to all who would listen. Everywhere he went, he encountered those who had been touched by the darkness, the sick, the oppressed, the downtrodden, and he offered them healing and solace with open arms. Yet, despite the miracles he performed and the lives he touched, Jesus knew that his time in this world was limited. As the whispers of his impending fate grew louder, he set his sights on Jerusalem, the heart of the land, where destiny awaited him. Upon his arrival in Jerusalem, Jesus was greeted with both adulation and suspicion. The religious leaders of the city viewed him with distrust, threatened by his teachings of humility and compassion, which stood in stark contrast to their own lust for power and control. Undeterred by their hostility, Jesus continued to preach to the masses, challenging the status quo and calling for a revolution of the heart. Yet, as the days passed, the shadow of betrayal loomed ever closer, casting a pall over his final moments. In the darkness of the night, Jesus gathered with his closest disciples to share a final meal together. As they broke bread and shared wine, he spoke of love and sacrifice, imparting upon them the wisdom of ages and the promise of redemption. But even as they sat in communion, a sense of unease hung heavy in the air, for among them lurked a traitor, one who would soon betray their beloved teacher with a kiss. And so it was that Jesus found himself betrayed into the hands of his enemies, condemned to suffer a fate reserved for the worst criminals of the land. Dragged before the high priests and Roman authorities, he stood trial for crimes he did not commit, his words falling on deaf ears as the mob cried out for his blood. In the final hours of his life, Jesus was subjected to unimaginable cruelty and suffering. He was beaten, mocked, and nailed to a cross, his body racked with pain as he hung suspended between heaven and earth. Yet, even in the midst of his agony, Jesus remained steadfast in his faith, his gaze fixed upon the heavens above. And in his final moments, as the darkness closed in around him, he uttered words of forgiveness and redemption, offering salvation to all who would believe. As the sun set on the horizon and the earth trembled beneath his feet, Jesus breathed his last and surrendered his spirit to the heavens above. And in that moment, the world was forever changed, for his sacrifice had paved the way for a new dawn of hope and salvation. Though his physical form may have passed from this world, the legacy of Jesus and his teachings lived on in the hearts of those who had witnessed his miracles and heard his words. And though demons may still lurk in the shadows, their power had been forever diminished by the light of his love. In the aftermath of Jesus' crucifixion, a profound silence descended upon the land. The skies darkened, and the earth itself seemed to mourn the loss of the beloved teacher who had walked among them. Yet, even in death, Jesus' message of love and redemption could not be silenced. For on the third day, as the dawn broke and the world stirred from its grief, something miraculous occurred. The tomb where Jesus had been laid was found empty, its stone rolled away, and his followers were filled with awe and wonder at the sight. News of Jesus' resurrection spread like wildfire, igniting a flame of hope in the hearts of all who had believed in him. His disciples, once disheartened and fearful, now stood emboldened and steadfast in their faith, proclaiming the good news to all who would listen. In the days that followed, Jesus appeared to his followers, revealing himself in moments of divine glory and grace. He walked among them once more, sharing words of wisdom and comfort, and reaffirming his promise of eternal life to all who believed in him. And so, the story of Jesus and the demons came full circle, a testament to the enduring power of faith and the triumph of light over darkness. Though the road ahead would be fraught with challenges and trials, the legacy of Jesus' love would endure, guiding and inspiring generations to come. As the years passed, the memory of Jesus and his teachings continued to shape the course of history, leaving an indelible mark on the hearts and minds of all who heard his name. And though demons may still lurk in the shadows, their power paled in comparison to the boundless love and grace that flowed from the heart of the one they had sought to destroy. For in the end, it was not the darkness that prevailed, but the light, a light that shone brightly in the darkness, illuminating the path to salvation and redemption for all who dared to believe. And so, the story of Jesus and the demons lived on, a timeless tale of hope, courage, and the enduring power of love.